All right, welcome everybody. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I want to convince you that the only reason that you should be at this conference is that you should be disruptive. You should go home, you should be disruptive, and I want to give you a short history of disruption. Is it a good or a bad thing? Is disruption good or bad? What do you think? My friend Arturo Bullfighter Graziano said, Greg, just ask. They can't beat you up. So be brave, be disruptive. Is it good or bad? And what exactly is disruption? Here's a bunch of definitions. I mean, it has to do with cell disruption. It has to do with technology disruption. It has to do with all kinds of disruptions. But what does it mean to us? What does it mean to us in a GIS context? Well, let's talk about GIS and world history. So we have disruption, cell disruption, which led to evolution, which led to the higher primates, but then that led to overpopulation. So what's the significance of overpopulation? Stop following me, would you? Well, we all originated from Africa, and some of us went through Europe, and some went through Asia and Oceania, and we came to the United States, well, we came to the Americas by different routes. Some of us came down the land bridge, some came across the Atlantic Ocean. How did we wind up here? Well, we did wind up here. Roger Williams got tired of being in Boston, and he came to Providence in Rhode Island. But then he disrupted the Native Americans. And but there were Africans that came to Providence. Did you know that Providence was a center of slavery? And then this guy, Charles Darwin, disrupted things with ideas about concepts and theories about evolution that led to a whole new way of thinking about scientific processes. So disruption, let's start thinking about it. Is it a good or a bad thing? Think about technology disruption, where new methods of farming led to farm surpluses, food surpluses, which led to cities and urbanization. Urbanization, does that have something to do with URISA, Urban and Regional Information Systems Association? There's military disruption. Man, if you don't stay ahead of technology and technology disruption, you're going to wind up in bad shape. That food that you have in your cities, it's not going to be yours anymore. All right, what about other types of information disruption, where the Chinese came up with the first types of movable type, and then Gutenberg took that, and then that led to books and printing and newspapers, and even that is being disrupted by electronic e-readers and things like that. And if you think about it, all innovation originates from laziness. I've just disrupted myself over here, and I'm getting all tied up. And I'm going to try to, and mapping is about disruption. I get tired of telling you what over yonder or the other side of the hill looks like, so I'm going to draw you a picture. I'm going to draw you a picture of what that looks like. And, in a sense, what we do is all about laziness. It's all about innovation that's derived from laziness. This guy over here really helps us be lazy. He gives us tools that allows us to do our jobs better and quicker, and that allows us to put those tools in the hands of the people that we support and the people that, and then some disruption is forced on us. Earthquakes, hurricanes, floods. We have to be able to respond to disruption all the time. Here are some maps from the United Nations about where we can expect incidents of those kinds of natural phenomena. Here's a guy that I ran across in my early career at Wayne State University in Detroit, Dr. William Bunge. He was a disruptive geographer who talked about concepts of using geography and geographic analysis for equity and social justice purposes. Here are some great disruptors in history. How many saw this commercial over here? Or Lech Walesa, or Rosa Parks, or Mahatma Gandhi at a spinning wheel with his iPad, his Apple laptop, and Lenin. These are all great disruptors in history. And I think disruptors should be our hero. Tank Man is my hero. Malala is my hero. People that march to end poverty and global injustice, those are my heroes. And we can each be heroes in our own jobs and our own lives. This guy in particular is my hero. Edward Abbey, monkey wrench, get your monkey wrench. Whoa! Cut wire, cut fences, tear down fences. Tear down organizational impediments and be like Edward Abbey. Toss that monkey wrench into the mechanisms. And urbanism. China is moving 250 million people in the next 20 years into cities. 1.5 billion people need to move into cities in the next 38 years. URISA has a role in that. But, being disruptive is tough. You might say it's impossible. So maybe we should just do nothing. Just relax, sleep, just go back. Don't really do anything at all, because being disruptive is impossible, right?
Well, impossible is nothing. You either do nothing or you do something. And so I'm asking you today here at this conference to think about what you can do, how you can be disruptive in your organizations. And I want you to go back to your organizations, do one thing that's disruptive, and then come back and talk about it next year at GIS-Pro 2014. Are you with me? Yeah. Who's gonna be